Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here. Grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day, my friends. What a beautiful day, guys. We were talking about a lot over the weekend with business starting to pick up. I did rearrange my jobs. I went and took care of the bathroom bathroom finish that my new customer needed done. I did that one first, and I went over and I did the maintenance job on those six boilers. And then I went and did two other little small jobs in between, and then I went and helped a kid I work with fix his truck. He was having a hard time, and I did all these things right. And it's funny. He was sitting there struggling, and as soon as I got there, I'm like, "Listen, we need, we're gonna need my compressor, and we're gonna need a couple of air tools." And he kind of, wanted to piss him on a little bit because it's an hour back and forth. It's literally next door, but in traffic at this time of the afternoon, it took me an hour to drive back here to get my compressor, and then drive back there. And the thing of it was, he'd been sitting there for 6 hours fighting with this thing, right? And I showed up with my compressor and the tool, and literally 10 minutes later, we had the thing, the part that he'd been stuck on for 6 hours done. And it's funny to me, like, oh, geez, good thing you went and grabbed that. We would have never got it done. I'm like, yeah, and you wanted to argue the point with me, right? Guys, make it make sense. You know what I mean? When you know something, have the proper tools and equipment, right? So that's a little lesson in that. Now, further than that, and there's the bigger lesson in it. When you do things the right way, there's always a blessing that you may not see coming. As I was sitting in traffic, a former somebody I used to work with, a contractor that I used to work hand in hand with all the time, happened to drive by, and so I called him just to reach out and say hi. And he's like, "Oh my God, I had heard you gotten clean. I heard you doing really well. I've been meaning to call you." He's got a whole bunch of work for me, so I just I just took on another customer and another job that I'm going to do either Friday, Thursday or Friday, and right off the bat, it's an electric. I got to rewire a Terramite little backhoe loader. Somebody smoked the entire ignition system on it, and he knows I'm real good with wiring, and it's literally all labor. And he knows. He goes, "Listen, I expect it's going to cost the better part of $800 to $1,000 to rewire this thing. It's not many people can do it. I know you can." So there you go, guys. I mean, the blessings just keep pouring in, and again, it's because of everything that I'm doing. This guy's known me for years. If he didn't know that I'm clean and doing as well as I am, he wouldn't have considered that. But he's a good guy and he loves me, and he loves you and be able to throw me work. And he's like, "Listen, anything you need, by all means." And I let him know. I opened the business back up, and he's like, "Well, shit, then get me one of your cards over. Let me know what services you're interested." He's another builder. He's a builder. He's a contractor. Now the customer's gonna be able to throw me a ton of work, right? And again, it's because of everything I'm doing. And I wouldn't have bumped into him had I sat there. I could have sat in the driveway and let Chris talk me into just not wasting the time to go get the tools, which saved us a ton of time and actually got the job done. And again, in doing the right thing, bumped into another customer, got another job, and then on top of that, stand your ground. Always stand your ground. My former boss was calling because Chris isn't working for him this week, and he's down on the island. He's got nobody to cover, and I told him, I'm like, "I'm not going to work for you. I can't. I've got my own business. I got my own thing going." Well, he called me today. He's got a customer that needs a water heater done, and they need it done. And he's like, "Listen, I get it. I know you can't do it for me." He goes, "I tell you what." He goes, I'll sub it out to you. You can make the entire money on it. And water heaters is one of the most profitable plumbing jobs there are. I called the woman up. I got it scheduled for tomorrow morning. As a matter of fact, I'm letting Chris do it with me, so we're going to split it. And in about 2 hours tomorrow morning, we'll make $500 a piece, guys. I mean, it just keeps coming in. And again, we came in cheaper than anybody else was going to do it for us, so we're saving our money on top of it. Stand your ground, do things the right way. And when you do, guys, when you do all of these things, and it's a culmination of all these lessons, right? And the biggest thing I'm going to portray today, the biggest thing I want to talk about is emotional stability at all times. Now, again, I'm really big on the faith and the frequency and vibration thing. So I'm literally not. I'm just keeping my boundaries up, and I'm not allowing any nonsense into my world, so that it keeps me at a very high energy. Or I shouldn't even say a high energy. I'm high energy anyway, but I keep myself very emotionally stable. I'm not allowing anything that's going to knock me off into my world at this point. And I was doing it early on because I knew I had so much to heal, and I just, I didn't want, when I was not feeling as emotionally stable as I am today, I didn't want to allow anything even that remotely running the risk of knocking my emotional stability down. And what I learned very quickly on was my emotional state is literally controlling my external reality. And I tell you guys this all the time. And so I've challenged myself to literally not just keep myself emotionally fit at all times and in the best emotions. And literally, so the minute I start to get upset with something, I stop and I look at it and I process it, and I don't let it get to me. I take the lesson from it. I look at my accountability in it, and I make a decision not to make that mistake again, and I end up feeling good over it. And I realize I just learned a lesson that's going to be very important going forward. So I'm literally eliminating all these stressors that used to drive me crazy. I'm figuring out why. I'm figuring how to get around. And if in the early stages, I just wanted to cut everything out, and you can't always do that. You gotta be able to interact with life and have a life. So now I'm figuring out how to take the lessons of them, how to reinvent myself, how to re-come at it, and I'm opening the door back up and saying, okay, this is the situation, this is what I'm capable of, this is what I'm offering, this is what I'm willing to do, and this is what I will not put up with, and this is what I will not do. And my God, it is paying off in spades, guys. It is proving to be amazing, right? So literally, your emotional stability is the most important thing because again, and I talk about it, it's your inner monologue with yourself. When you're not in a solid and stable emotional state, your inner dialogue with yourself is not going to be it's not going to be positive, and you have got to have a positive inner monologue. You cannot if you tell yourself something's not going to work out, then chances are it's not going to work out. It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I used to live them 24/7, and I don't today. Now, I cheer myself on. I set myself up for success in every situation, and I'm seeing success pour in ways that I've never, ever imagined. Now, like, these are all things that I knew were true, but I never literally applied them to the point that I am today. And that's the thing, guys. I'm applying all these lessons and I'm learning and I'm preaching and I'm talking. And when you do them to the utmost, guys, take it to the next level. I mean, that's the thing. I'm willing to take things to the next level, and I'm standing out in every crowd. I'm standing out in every room. I'm being, I could be standing in a room full of 10, super happy people doing a good job, and I'm still going to find a way to stand out. And that's the thing. You make yourself stand out in every situation, and then be willing to share that with other people. Give it. Don't be greedy. Like I could have taken that water heater job tomorrow, and I've done them by myself a million times, and I could have put 1,000 in my pocket tomorrow. But I'm making good money, and it's a lot easier with two people. It's a lot less risk of anything getting damaged, and it'll go twice as fast. And my buddy, who I work hand in hand with, and again, this is the guy that I'm going to be doing the bathroom remodel over in Medford coming up. So you know what? And then on top of that, this is opening up another door because I invited him in on this one where we're kind of going to start looking at partnering some things up together. Because again, he's a master plumber. He can pull permits. That now opens me up to go back and talk to the other customer that called me, Frank, and not Frank, my old boss, two Franks. Call Frankie Third Gen, the contractor. I can call him up and say, hey, me and Chris, who's a master plumber, great guy, good work. We're working together, and if you have any remodel jobs you want to give us a shot, me and your plumbers guy, we'll give you a first priority. We'll get it, because that's the thing with him is he doesn't want to be held up on a job. He wants you to show up, get it done right, and do a good job. And he knows that that's what I do. And if he knows that I have that possibility, then you know what? I literally could, Chris and I could, start partner up and start knocking out big, high-paying remodeling jobs. So guys, it's just one more avenue. And again, it's because I'm investing in myself. I'm being the best I can. I'm being positive. I'm doing a good job. I'm getting recommendations left and right. And then I'm finding ways to be of service and then to collaborate with other people. Because again, I can only do so much by myself. And I'm doing more than most people can. But by hooking up with Chris and then looking into another avenue, I will get him out of the shit job that he's stuck in right now. And he does work on his own, and but again, it's always better with two people. I've got more contacts. He's got contacts. He's got the license. We can do so many more things together. And this one contractor alone stays really, really busy. If we can get all his plumbing work, my God, it is going to be one hell of a year. It's going to be one hell of a week, guys. Again, I don't like to talk figures. I don't like to throw things around because again, I'm just making a meteoric rise out of the sewer. But it's it's not a bad day when I haven't tallied all the bills up together, but I made at least $1,800 today. I mean, it's a fantastic day in my book, any day, right? Guys, take these lessons, right? Yeah, your emotional state, man. Your emotional state is be emotionally fit. It is incredibly, incredibly powerful. The quality of your life is controlled by the state that you're in. So why not increase your state, increase your life, right, guys? I mean, these are not cliches. These are literally action steps that you can do, and you've got to be in the frequency of attracting good things. Okay, I hate to keep harping on the same people, but I'm helping a lot of people, and some are recovering addicts, and some are just people having a hard time, and I'm getting a lot of people referring because again, people know that I'm doing the YouTube thing and I'm doing the TikTok thing, and I go out of my way to help a lot of people, and people are seeing the leaps and bounds that I'm doing in my life, and they're referring a lot of people to me, and so one thing I'm getting into people's head, and it's funny because now I'm streamlining my thing. I'm literally putting together a little, and I'm not doing it for to sale, but I'm just because it's my time, and now I'm investing my time in these people's lives, and I'm putting together a little system, almost like a little coaching system that who knows, maybe I can commercialize at some point down the road, and that might be another avenue for me after I take my course over at Harvard University. But my point is, if I'm going to be helping all these people, I got to be able to streamline things and get people to understand. Like, listen, if I'm here to help you, you're going to have to do the work and meet me halfway. And I'm going to tell you, this is the first thing. The first thing you've got to do is you've got to start praying, meditating, or change your emotional state. If you're going to be this woe is me, everything is against me, and nothing's going to work out, then you're absolutely right. That's exactly what's going to happen. And I'm not going to waste my time if you're not willing to at least make the effort in changing things by at least trying to get out of your own way and look at things in a positive light. Be grateful for the blessings that you have. Be grateful that I'm here to help you, right? I mean, and I'm not saying it to be cocky. I'm saying it because if you don't change your emotional state, if you continue to look at things waiting for the next disaster, that's what you're going to find, is you're going to find the next disaster. Anything you try to do is going to turn into the next disaster because you're coming about it all wrong. You're literally asking the universe to make it not work for you because that's where all your energy goes. That's where all your attention goes. That's where the energy is going to put on it. Guys, I don't necessarily have all the underlying reasons for why this works, and I just call it the magnetic resonance of the universe. It's a way that works for me. It makes it easy for me to understand it, but I'm telling you right now, it absolutely is true. If you want things to get better, you got to stop looking at the blessings you have, look at the good you have, look at the things that aren't working, and then find ways to change them. But again, you can't sit there and say it's because of this, and that. If you don't change you, none of that is going to change. I can change all those situations. I can fix all those situations for you, and all you're going to do is invite 7 more identical ones into your life. You got to start with changing your emotional stability. You got to get your emotions in check. You got to heal the things that are ongoing, right? I mean, you're not going to put on a new suit if you're still bleeding from a wound. You're going to heal that wound before you're going to go put on new clothes, right? It's the same thing, guys, emotionally, because emotionally you want to change your appearance. You want to change your emotional state. You got to change your emotional skin, and you can't do that if you're still leaking yesterday's wounds all over the new stuff. You're just going to ruin the new stuff you're trying to do now. Guys, I don't know if that made as much sense in coming out as it did in my head, but I'll find another way to put it together. And yeah, that's pretty much the video today, guys. I'm going to try and keep them a little bit shorter, try and get engagement up. But yeah, guys, by all means, man, please understand. I mean, I could spout the next hour for the beautiful things that happen in my life, but we throw them out there as they go. And they're just increasing every day, guys, and it's because of all the things that I'm doing, but it starts with changing your emotional state. I'm looking for the blessings in life. I'm being grateful for the ones that I have, and I'm looking for the opportunities to bless other people and be of service to other people, and it's making just all these beautiful, amazing, positive situations appear in my day, every day, right? All day. It's amazing. There's so many different opportunities, and it's funny. Getting stuck in the traffic today. I'm like, you know what? Again, I'm not gonna let it bother me. I'm just gonna, put on a video and just I can't get all stressed out and let it ruin my day because that's just gonna ruin my frequency and it's gonna block miracles from happening. And look what happened. I bump into Frankie and I pick up another high-paying job for this week. Amazing, guys. These things work when you live intentionally. When you intentionally try to make things better, the universe sees that you are, and they'll meet you halfway. Pray to find your higher power, ask your higher power for help, and then start trying to make things better for yourself. Do the work, and I tell you what, it'll happen faster than you can possibly believe. Guys, more than anything, thank you so much for being here. I forgot the whole subscribe, and like, and you guys know the deal. we'll let it go at that today, guys. All right. Yeah, it was a busy day. I made incredible money. I had an incredible day. What a just an overwhelmingly great feeling. I managed to hold balance. I kept all my appointments. As a matter of fact, I forgot my therapy got moved till 2 o'clock today. So literally, when I realized that at 1:30, I dropped what I was doing. I drove home and I came back and I met my therapist. My 2 o'clock appointment. You can find balance. You just got to make sure you just do the work, right? And just figure things out. There's always a way to do everything you need to get done. Ask for help when you need help, but it all starts. Nothing good is going to happen when you're in the woe is me state. You've got to get yourself into a peak state, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you tomorrow.